10 things you should know when you first quit smoking. That's 10. I'll give you 10 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 things to concentrate on when you first quit smoking. I'm John Joseph. I'm an addiction specialist, and I got a few books on addiction, in which I've studied for the last 23 years. And I have one on quit smoking. It's coming out very shortly this year. I got about 3 books coming out this year, actually 4. All addiction related. 10 things you need to do to quit smoking. First thing is, you got to hold something in your hand. When you first quit smoking, there's that fidgety thing. You got to hold something, hold a sucker in your mouth. You could have an e-cigarette. They say fake cigarette. I would get an e-cigarette. And if you need to take a puff, you take a puff. This is the beginning of you quitting smoking. And number 2, know your daily schedule. This goes with all addictions. You want to keep busy. Know what time you get up in the morning. Know what time you go to bed at night. Keep your day planned, and keep your day planned to where you always got something to do. Downtime is not good. So what you're trying to do is just have one of those days where it's just, by the end of the day, you're like, boy, this day really flew by. That's what you want. It flew by because you kept yourself busy. And I'm going to explain a few things you could do to keep yourself busy. Now, number 3, you can go to bed earlier and get up later. By going to bed earlier, that's less time you've got to be wanting a cigarette, to be tempted to have a cigarette. You get up later. That's less time. Let's say you wind up being in bed an extra 2 hours in 24 hours. Well, that's 2 hours out of the 24, besides the time you're sleeping, and you can see where this is going. That's 2 hours more that you don't have to worry about smoking. Number 4, when you're having lunch, breakfast, dinner, have it longer. Have it twice as long. So if you sat down for 10 minutes, now sit down for 20 minutes. It's filling your day. By the time your day is done and your time to go to bed, when you go to bed, you're not smoking. Now, number 5, get an e-cigarette. And, now, this is right before you would quit smoking, or as you're quitting smoking. Some people will temper it off. Remember, the goal in mind is to fully quit your smoking. Smoke an e-cigarette, alternate, smoke a regular cigarette. And with your goal is to gravitate towards the e-cigarette. I know several people that have done that very successfully. Number 6, you want to exercise, go for long walks. Again, when you're exercising, you're helping take off anxiety, because when you between a cigarette and you're ready to have a cigarette, your mind is unquiet. That's what I call it. It's an unquiet mind. And the exercising will help temper it down because it's giving you something to do. You're doing something physical. And the long walks are good. And just go like in the middle of a park somewhere, so where it takes you 25 minutes to get there and another 25 to get back. And remember, the goal is to make it to bed without having a cigarette. Or, if you're doing the e-cigarette, regular cigarette, alternating, that's going to take time before you gravitate towards just the e-cigarette. But the thing is, you want to fill up your day. You want your day to go quicker. You want less time, less chance for you to be smoking. Number 7, you want to stay away from friends that are heavily smoking, especially when you first quit. When you first quit, you don't want to be having that smoke blown in your face. I'm not saying get rid of your friends. When it gets to a severe addiction like alcoholism, drug addiction, well, you don't want to hang around with heroin addicts anymore. But you got friends that smoke and you want to be with your friends. That doesn't mean you end your friendships, but when you first quit smoking, you could talk to them on the phone and that more. Try not to be around them as much, or try, the times when they're really smoking a lot and when they're smoking less. Try to be around them when they're smoking less. Now we're at number 8. You need to think of your family and your children. And do this. Number 8, think about this. If you weren't there, if you're not there financially to be the breadwinner for them, think about them. Think about what they're going to have to go through. I'll tell you, when I got lost in my alcoholism, my family gave up on me, okay? And my cousin was a heavy smoker. And, she was close with my family forever, and we loved her. She was beautiful, wonderful woman. Did a lot for us, was there for us, gave us a lot of guidance. She was a heavy smoker. She died of lung cancer. So, she was there mentally. She was there at the time she can be. When I was an alcoholic, I couldn't be around my family. I was messed up. I had a really lot of issues. It really weighed on me mentally. But now my cousin isn't there anymore. So, you might be the most responsible person, and you love your kids, you love your family, your wife, who may it be, but imagine if you're not there for them, because that's what's going to happen. Smoking will take its toll. It's a poison on your body. Take a look at them. Have a good, deep look and deep thoughts if you die 20, 25 years early. You don't want to do that to your children. You don't want to do that to your family. And now we get to number 9. There's 9. Read more. Be on the web more. Just something to take your mind away. Something to occupy your mind. You could drink a lot more water, whatever, but read. Keep yourself occupied. Remember, you want the day to go by. You look at your schedule every day. Know the times that you smoked, and just try to get through certain periods, and then before you know it, it's time to go to bed, then you go to bed. Now, if you need to, maybe about an hour and a half before bedtime, take a melatonin. It's a over-the-counter sleeping pill. Do not get addicted to anything hard. Don't even think of taking anything hard over the counter with the goal of getting off it. And, at least it'll mellow you more out, and you won't be as more apt to want to have a cigarette. And hopefully it'll put you to sleep an hour earlier. And when you're sleeping, you're not engaging in your addiction. Number 10. You want to eat. You want to drink a lot of water and eat air-dried popcorn. Now, this is something I did, even when I quit my drinking, and actually sometimes I'd be binge eating. If you binge eat, which is very well going to happen too, and not because your taste buds are cleaner. The really reason that you would end up eating more as you're nervous. You want something to replace the cigarette, the reward center in the brain. If you do eat more, salads. Make a big salad, Italian salad. Throw tomatoes, everything in there, onions, and whatever you can that's low-cal, cucumbers. And this way, your hands are moving, your mouth's moving, you're getting some satisfaction of something going down, and you're taking care of some reward centers. So, but hold something in your hand, like you're smoking. That's one thing. I just keep a cigarette, keep an e-cigarette in your hand, and just so you got something to fidge with. So, I remember Kojak in the 1970s, Telly Savalas. He was a big smoker. When he quit smoking, and you've seen him on the series, be sucking that lollipop.